There's this idea sometimes like, oh no, I've got a long time to do all of these things. But then you start to notice life shifting, time passing, things happening in our world, our economy, all of those things. And those dreams that you've had perhaps are looking a little different based on the current reality. And there's like that opportunity cost, perhaps missed opportunities. And so don't wait. Do the thing you want to do and take steps now. Even if you can't jump right into something, start making your plans. Hi, welcome to the Connect with Sheila Botelho podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, self-care strategist, and creator of the Seasons Self-Care app. I'm committed to helping you reconnect to your purpose, elevate your well-being, and build your version of a happy, successful life. You're listening to a mini-sode where I share an insight designed to help you live into what lights you up this week. So many people fear aging. But what if we flipped that narrative? What if instead of being afraid to get older, we were afraid of not getting the chance to? I have seen firsthand how precious and unpredictable my life is. And if you've been following my story for a while, you know that my sister was taken far too young. And since that moment, I've been deeply aware of the gift of time. And while I've always wanted to live a long, vibrant life, I also know that life may have its own plans. And that's why I choose to live all out now. And so today I wanted to talk exactly about energy, about our wellness, about all of those things that we want to do in our lives and the way we're showing up for it. And the thing that I have found is that when I really look back and reflect on my personal and professional success, I see that energy is the piece. Energy is the thing that people typically will go to when they think about how they feel when they've been working with me, when we've been spending time together. It's the energy. And if you think about it in your own relationships, the people that you enjoy being around, the people that maybe you work with, who you're able to grow and expand with, there's something about their energy that perhaps makes you want to be your best, makes you want to rise, makes you want to grow. Energy is such a powerful force. And the energy that we bring to our days, physically, mentally, and emotionally, truly does determine the results we create. And what I've found that when I think about energy, there's something that impacts it that often is overlooked. The fuel that we're actually putting into our bodies directly impacts our energy. It impacts our ability to show up, to stay consistent, and to build momentum in all areas of our life. And so I wanted to talk about different habits and different ways that I have found my energy practices have really improved and been cultivated. And so I want to share 3 key things. The first piece is the mindset shift that's really going to change the way you think about aging. I really look at aging as something not to fear, but something to embrace, because when we look at our lives and we look at all that we've experienced and we don't know what's next, but we have still dreams that we're going after, that's a signal that there's more to your life than you can even imagine. And instead of looking at the future with fear of aging, fear of, oh my goodness, it's one more year older. And I think maybe I'm thinking about this because my husband just had a birthday. My boys just had birthdays. But when I think about aging, I look at it as, what can I offer to the world based on the wisdom that I have experienced and grown in and attained over time? Your age is an asset. Whatever you have experienced is an asset. And so instead of fearing getting older, think about what you can embrace about it. More and more, I have conversations with a lot of women, some men too, who look at this time in their life as they're getting older and they realize they have a new lease on life. They have a new idea in mind for how they can live their days. They feel more empowered to go after those things that they really want, to feel the way they want to feel, to show up in the way they want to show up. And often as we get older, when you look at neuroscience and really what the brain does, I can speak specifically about the female brain. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of pruning of neural pathways in our brains as we age. I'm sure this is true for men too. But what this does is it helps us focus in on those things that are most important. And often for women in particular, again, I will say, I have read that women who are older have more of a collective desire to positively impact those people around them. Like there is something, a sageness, if you will, that they want to impart to those people coming up behind them, the younger people. And so when we look at aging as that way, as a way that you can actually impart wisdom, you can do the things you've always wanted to do, because perhaps in this phase of life, you realize, oh, I now see where I was limiting myself. It can turn everything around for you. And now there's so many more models of people who are older and aging well. I mean, Oprah just turned 71. I mean, look at the life she's living and the things she's been able to do. And I know like she's a bit of an enigma because she's Oprah, but I look at people in my own midst, in my own community who are older and they're doing incredible things. The way they're moving their bodies, the way they're connecting, the way they're getting out and living their lives. We also see, unfortunately, a lot more of the opposite. And so I invite you to really embrace a mindset shift around aging and look at how you can give back, how you can step more fully into truly who you are as you're aging. And the second one I won't spend as much time on, really the real fear we should have is waiting too long to go after our dreams, holding back or letting time slip away without fully living because truly we don't know how long our life is. And as I mentioned, losing my sister, that was a real wake-up call for me. And still, there's this idea sometimes like, oh no, I've got a long time to do all of these things. But then you start to notice life shifting, time passing, things happening in our world, our economy, all of those things. And those dreams that you've had perhaps are looking a little different based on the current reality. And there's like that opportunity cost, perhaps missed opportunities. And so don't wait. Do the thing you want to do and take steps now. Even if you can't jump right into something, start making your plans because that is the thing we should fear, is not being able to go after those things we truly desire. And I really will say that, that story of my sister and other loved ones who I've seen live their lives and some who were older who had a lot of regrets, those have really been guideposts for me to say, what would I regret if I didn't do it yet? So tuning into your energy, though, is the key piece to all of this. So how do we tune into our energy? We look at what are we putting in? What kind of things are we importing into our brains, into our bodies, into our environment? This has been a key piece when I think about energy. The energetic piece of how we show up in the world impacts the results we get in our life, and it impacts everything. And so one of the ways that has been really key for me to be able to cultivate my energy are my self-care and wellness practices. Wellness, nutrition, moving my body, all of these things have been key markers of my own well-being and my energy. And cultivating that has helped me have the energy to actually go after things during a time in my life where a lot of people are slowing down. And during a time in my life where the people in my life need me a lot, even though I have teenagers, they have a different kind of need for me, of my time. And so when I think about this, my energy becomes even more important. So I invite you to consider, how can you be leveling up in your energy practices? Do you need to be starting more rigorous workouts? Do you need to be more consistent with some kind of physical exercise? Do you need to be putting more live plants on your plate? Do you need to be, energizing yourself with the people you spend time with? What do you need to do? I invite you to do an energy audit and really look at those things that are giving you energy in your life and those things that are taking it away. And on this week's solo chat, I'm going to be diving deeper into this conversation and talking about more specifically, what are the practices that can really help you level up and have more energy so that you can focus this time in your life and moving into the aging process with a lot more joy and no more fear, because the enemy is not aging. Okay. The time to step into your dreams is now. And I really invite you to look in the show notes. You'll see some other beautiful ways that you can level up in your energy, and starting with what you really want to achieve in your life. I invite you to download the Embodied Success Method and Meditation so you can get fully clear on that which you truly desire in a way that helps you slow down and really listen to yourself and tap out of all of the different voices that are resonating around you. I look forward to seeing you on another episode. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. Big blessings.